What's up, guys? New day, new money, and the day is finally here for Base Chain to get released. So, you guys can see here that Build on Base, which is Base Chain's official Twitter account, they put out a tweet and they said, "We cannot wait to share on-chain summer with you guys." So this is their marketing campaign, which I'll explain later. And they said that they have a lot to talk about, and yes, they do, because Brian Armstrong, the CEO, I think is actually one of the CEOs or co-founders of Coinbase, and Jesse Park, which is the first contributor, like kind of like the main person in charge of Base Chain. We're going to have a conversation about bringing 1 billion users on chain, right? And by on chain, they mean bringing them exactly on this network, this Base Chain network. And what I want to show you is very interesting. These guys are saying that they're going to bring 1 billion users onto this chain. The current volume is only 72 million on this chain. Now, right now, there isn't anything that, in my opinion, we might have had a new token launch. FDV 4.9 billion, liquidity 662k. That's trash. Yeah, there isn't anything on this chain which is suitable for an investment yet, like a proper investment in my point of view. I've got cash ready. I've got funds already on the chain, but I'm not personally buying anything just yet. But 1 billion, 70 million. There's a big difference here. If all the users from Coinbase, if they do a good campaign, put at least $1 onto this, the gains on this network will be ridiculous. Right? If we look at Binance Chain and we look at their volume, is 243 million. Look at Ethereum, okay, the volume on that is 800 million. And the volume on Base is tiny in comparison. Now, Coinbase are running a full-blown marketing campaign. Yesterday's video, we mentioned that this is Coinbase's all-in play. They say that for themselves. And so many people are overlooking this because they just don't understand about being first in this game, being early in this game, okay? So if you click the link on the tweet, you'll see there's something called On-Chain Summer. And I've already minted my NFT, and I recommend you guys do that too. It's completely for free. And you can mint a NFT to show that you're one of the first people on this. And I'm sure these NFTs will one day be worth money. And if not, you can show off and tell people that you was one of the first people on this chain. Now, if you want to be a part of On-Chain Summer and build on Base, so you don't miss out on any announcements and you can be a part of the gains, I recommend simply following Build on Base on Twitter and staying up to date and attending this live call. In my time zone, it's 12 o'clock at night, and I'm going to be staying up to that time because I know that there will be some tokens mentioned, and as soon as they mention those tokens, gains will be made. And you don't have to invest loads of money. I'm only putting in $1,000, maybe $1,500, and that's from my perspective. So that's a low risk for me. Your low risk might be 15 quid, 150 quid, right? Maybe, 500, right? But the potential gains, if we do get to at least Binance Chain's volume, is minimum 3-4x on volume, right? In terms of the actual tokens, you're talking 10, 50, and 20x instantly, like in a day, right? Look at some of these. These are rugs, obviously, or some of them are rugs and honeypots, and I don't really mess with these meme coin stuff too much, right? But you can see things can really pump 10, 15, 20x in a day. There's no problem with that because this is a brand new network. There's no volume even there. People aren't bridging over their tokens yet, but they will do, and they will very soon. So if you want to learn more, head over to base.org, click bridge. You'll see on bridge exactly how to bridge. You'll be able to bridge your tokens as well from here directly through the Base bridge, and you can learn about what is Base, what wallet to use, and everything like that. And I recommend you at least get involved and try it out. And if you want to stay up to date, I've actually opened up a Discord channel. This is in the Crypto Academy, the Interstellar Crypto Academy, and you can see that right here. Okay, you can just go to the Side Hustle Club, links in the description. Okay, go scroll down, click crypto, and then from crypto you'll be able to join the channel and stay up to date. And I'll be chit chatting with you guys because I'm getting involved with it as well. And I just put a message in there sharing this tweet as well if you want to find it too. Now, in terms of the crypto price, overall, it turns out the squiggly lines did work, and we have broken out slightly. Now, what do I think? Right? Remember, yesterday I'm sticking to my guns here, and I still want to see us pull back to this 200 EMA, okay, and see us at least pull back slightly. Okay, that's personally what I'm looking for. Now, I'm also thinking that the volume as well, if we pull up the long-term volume, it's starting to come down slightly, okay? If we do look at the long-term volume here, and if you guys just look down here, okay, you'll clearly see that the volume is also coming down, even though we've had a breakout similar to these periods in time. Like if you drew the same lines and you look at this, it looks very similar, but it's not, because the volume was a lot different. The volume here was massive, right? Look down here, the volume was huge. Now the volume is itty bitty tiny, even on a breakout. Even though it's a short breakout, you know, we did have a big pump here, it's still on the same levels as this dump here, and you can see it gets very, very volatile sometimes. So I don't see us having any huge breakout anytime soon. You know, if you're in long-term trades, guys, I mean, if we're trading from the EMA and you was one of those people who enter the trade over here, it makes sense. Okay, it makes sense to maybe add to your position. It makes sense to make some changes here. Maybe look to take profits around here. Okay, but if you're somebody that's sat on the sidelines and you're looking for an entry, you know, me personally, I'm not looking to enter any trades here. It doesn't make sense. We're in choppy territory. We're in choppy terrain. I mean, even if you do look at it like this, then we technically haven't really even broken out, because if you look at the range here, the high, the low of the range, we're only at the middle, and we could easily reject from this place, no problems, right? So yeah, be careful, guys, in terms of actual trading at this range, unless you're a very experienced trader. And if you do want to get involved and you do want to know some of the best exchange and stuff like that to check out, you can also check that out in the description. In terms of some of the other tokens here, like Ethereum, I don't think Ethereum has any life in it either. Even though we have shown a bounce off the 200 EMA, if Bitcoin comes down to its 200 EMA, that's going to pull Ethereum past and lower. It might even pull Ethereum lower than the EMA and around about this 16K area too. It's no problem. We're still long-term bullish, but right now is a time to be looking for buys, looking for these long-term opportunities. And if you do look at the Ichimoku, I know a lot of people are asking me, okay, how do I get this indicator? Now I'll show it you here. Just type in predictomoku on the indicators, right? And you'll see it. Let me see if I can find the indicator for you guys so you can see it better as well. So yeah, predictomoku Cloud9 modified Ichimoku. Okay, you can see 565. Just look for that and you'll find it. And maybe you guys can copy off some of the other ones as well. But you'll see that even on the indicator here, if we zoom in, we did have a little bounce as well. So we had a nice little bounce from the cloud here, and BTC is really trying to resist the cloud here. You've had one bounce, two bounce, but as now you have seen these two moving averages, okay? The Chiku and the Kumo. I think it's called the Chiku and the Kumo. I just call it the blue line and the yellow line. I'm not really too bothered with this Chinese stuff, but they're both inside of the cloud. And what that now means is that these indicators are now obsolete. So anytime that these indicators go inside of the cloud, they're made obsolete. And over time, these patterns will start to deteriorate. right? As the cloud gets lower and thinner, and as you start to see the indicators come back inside the cloud, now it's a time for things to start resetting. Even though, you can look at the RSI and you can see that, we might be bouncing and showing some strength. Even though, as a structure-wise, as an actual structure-wise, you remove all indicators on BTC and you just play by, charts and patterns, it looks like we're about to break out and return to all-time high. Not all-time high, sorry, the high of the range, right? You still have to look at the long term of things and know that the structure and the momentum is starting to die out, right? That doesn't mean that we're going to zero. That doesn't mean that we're going to like 10K or something like this. But it just means that you can start to look towards opportunities. Now, in terms of on a weekly, if we look at the cloud here, you will also be able to see something very interesting. From this point of view, looking at the weekly, we've now entered the weekly cloud. And even though I don't trade from it, I don't really trade like, if I see something, I see a cross, I don't really take it. I think we might need to start taking the weekly cloud into consideration. You guys can let me know in the comments. But it looks like we might long term, okay, if we have entered the cloud and we have crossed, right? This is the one bullish scenario that we might see, is we could possibly see us come down, reset at the bottom, and actually look to touch the top of this cloud, which would be 42K. Now, I know that's hard to say. I know it's hard to think about, but this is one thing I've been saving for you guys as a little bonus for you guys that follow me, a long time. Because we have had a cross underneath and we've broken into the cloud. Let me know what you think about this, because I've seen this before. I've seen this pattern before. Guess where I've seen it, guys? On the daily time frame. If we go to, let's pull it in auto, let's make it logarithmic, and let's pull it down here. Okay, if we go down, I want to show you something. Okay, I'm going to make it real clear for you guys to see this in terms of a pattern. Let's get rid of the volume as well. Right, you guys can see we had another cross down here, okay, underneath the cloud. We came into the cloud and we broke through the cloud, right? This was a series of days. This was a few days. Imagine how many weeks this is going to take if we're on a weekly time frame. But it's the exact same pattern. It's a cross underneath. Let me delete this. I don't want it to look messy. Okay. We had a cross underneath. We entered the cloud here, this red cloud, and we broke through the cloud. So that's basically bullish momentum, entering resistance, and we break straight through it. Now, if we was to say this pattern could happen again, which, have to take things with a pinch of salt. This is the weekly. Look how messy and thin this was. We could imagine being back down here and seeing a thin cloud and thinking, okay, we're going down, and we're not, okay? But if you do look at things from a long-term perspective, you see a cross down here, we broke straight through, okay? You see another cross down here, we broke straight through, okay? I think that this is probably the only bullish thing that I could think of possibly happening before BTC halving. Okay, for all my bulls out there who are like, right, Tyrell, you're a bear, we're not just gonna go sideways all the way, and the other people might be saying there's a lot of bullish momentum about and they've got trades open. Well, imagine this. We come into the cloud, we've crossed below the cloud, and then we see weeks, like literally weeks and weeks of gains up to 42K before BTC halving, which is another 47%. It's possible. It's possible. So let's map this out again, guys, for those of you guys that have been following. I don't want you guys to just tune in. I want you guys to stay educated. So we cross on a daily time frame, okay? We come back down to the 200 EMA in the short term. And in the long term, if we get the right buys on that play, we sit and we hold those buys up until BTC halving, where we touch 42K, in which we should see a cross to the bullish side on the weekly, and we ride out the next 2 years. So that's my plan with Bitcoin. That's my plan with crypto. Right now, I'm looking at base chain. I'll be entering those trades today on the network, joining the live call, buying whatever this Brian Armstrong Boldy's tells me to buy, and I'll buy it. And then I'll be looking for a nice trade from the 200 EMA and riding that out up until 42K. So guys, thank you very much for tuning into the channel. I appreciate every single one of you guys. If you want to make more money, check the links in the description. And if you do enjoy the channel, please make sure to share this with a friend. Peace.